Hi to my new attorney. I'm Rudy J. Camarillo. I'm coming in to you in regards of an incident between myself and my wife, Lindsay Camarillo, on December 31st, 2014. I was arrested for this on December 4th on false accusations until December 7th, I believe. I was arrested on false accusations of obstruction of the airway, which I didn't even know about until 2 weeks after my arrest, and assault, I believe, something along that lines. But I clearly have a video that shows that she had indeed assaulted me, and nothing had occurred the opposite way except for self-defense and a proper block and redirect and removal of a deadly weapon. She tried to stab me with an 8-inch solid metal pair of scissors with a 5-inch blade. She had jabbed at me once, came at me again. I grabbed her wrist with both hands and then used one as I walked her back to twist it out, and then recorded it afterwards. I have the recording actually immediately after this whole incident, and they say a photo says 1,000 words. This video says 1,000,000. So it's very important that you believe me, because the only reason that I should still be tried is because people don't personally believe me, and it's kind of a small town inside job, which is understandable considering her mother and herself are master manipulators, have been for years, and horrible pharmaceutical addicts. Lindsay E. Camarillo had been asked for a divorce by me those last couple days. I'd even asked her mother, called her mother when she was having a freak out cussing, and said, "Deidre, do you understand that your daughter is cussing and talking like this in front of your grandchildren?" And she was starting to understand the severity of her daughter's illness, and this is where this is all coming into play, where they made these accusations. I had also found out in those last couple of days that Lindsay E. Camarillo had been on a dating website for that November and December. So she knew I meant it when I said I was going to turn in the video of her trying to stab me, which I didn't. That's why she went and made accusations first, which actually she did not go to the police. She went through her mother, who went through a family friend of Chief Eric Johansson. It was a game of telephone. That's how crappy this whole ordeal is, really, on my behalf. And I was arrested for it. I was just depressed. I knew this was all coming because I was dancing in a snake pit expecting not to get bit, trying to save Lindsay. We had her on methadone 2 months before that. That shows where she's at as far as being a decade into a pharmaceutical addiction, along with her mother, who controls them. Right there, Lindsay Camarillo, methadone, 10 milligram tablets, pain pills, all that stuff for nausea. Months before. Are we starting to see who she is? These are the 5-inch blade, the 8-inch scissors that she tried to assault me with. In the video, you will see that she's holding these two fingers, not these two fingers as if she were trying to cut something, but these two as if you were holding a knife or a blade down. This is also the 2 foot by 2 foot metal sign that's on the back of the couch. That's how large that is, with the metal jagged edges. She tried to assault me with the night before. Like I said, I was under the influence that she was on some kind of different drug, or even shooting up looking for track marks without saying anything. And then this is her phone with her eHarmony on her important outbox or inbox, whatever it is. So she's on dating websites. Here's a note I left her, a love note that said, "I love you, we can't do this for our children, we're toxic together." And I came back to find it with a knife stuck in it. This is starting to show her personality. These are all 3 TVs, flat screen TVs, that she has demolished. Threw a dog bone through that one. This one, she picked up a 52-inch TV and threw it because it was my deceased mother's. That meant something to me. And that's just a casualty of a house fire she started with a cigarette while up at 3 a.m. smoking while my children and I were sleeping. This is her drinking days afterwards, after my arrest. Where are my children? They still don't have beds. Here's her being a smartass to a cop with a beer. It's who she is. She plays him like a fiddle, like she currently is. This is her wrecking her car. She may say, "Oh, he's not giving me a car." I bought this car for her. She drank and drove and thought it was cute. There she is, smiling about it. reaching for a beer, she rolled her car into the trees while drinking and driving alone. That's the illness we're dealing with. And this is from Dana Cook in her mother's house. I had turned this in. These are bed bug bites. I turned in a recording of her brother admitting that they knew there was bed bugs there and he had to try to clean them up, and they were lying to me about it. But I knew it. Anyways, this is what's going on. This is the setting where it all happened. This is exactly where it was. Lindsay had a makeup table right here. She was standing here with these large scissors. Excuse me for a moment, let me draw these blinds. She was sitting here with these large scissors attempting to do this. I picked up her makeup because that is the only thing that means anything to her. Her pharmaceuticals, her makeup, and her friends part-time, which don't even know her. But anyways, we were arguing because she had not fed the kids. She'd been up for several hours doing her makeup. She obsesses on it. You'll see she cakes it on because she picks at her face in her drug addictions. Anyways, she's a pretty manipulator. Well, anyways, in the video it shows that she was there with this and I was right here. Well, it doesn't show this in the video, it shows the aftermath. But this is what happened. I had the makeup. I said, you know, all you give a damn about is your makeup, blah, 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 and acted as if I was gonna throw it. She seen it coming, picked up the scissors and the chaps, like she was gonna cut my chaps. I don't care about physical items. Anyways, I threw the makeup down in this opposite direction of her, not even in her direction. I knew what she was trying to do. She's trying to stir up a fight so she could take off 3 days and leave me with the kids. It happens all the time. Well then, next thing I know, I'd thrown that, and next thing I know, she's jabbing down at me with a pair of scissors. I step back, it came down again, I grabbed it. I grabbed her arm like this, walked her backwards to where she sat down like this, and I had her arm extended and my foot across her chest under her armpit like this, pulling her arm back at me so it's fully extended so she could not jab at me. I work for the state of Iowa. I'm MAT certified. I work with mentally ill. I've been stabbed at. I know proper policy and procedure and holds. And this was by the book. You would have been proud of officers for this. I took it. I simply turned them towards her hand because she was trying to stab with me. I backed up. I kind of said, oh my God. Stepped out, and I knew what she was going to do. I thought there might be a possible injury with her fingers, so I immediately pulled my phone out and recorded the incident so she couldn't make false accusations, which she did.
Here's the scissors, Psycho Lindsay.
Yeah, then I just
How'd you get caught?
Stab you with?
Because you tried to stab me with these scissors.
Yeah, show everybody else what you did.
I broke your makeup.
Why? You just broke my fingers too.
Because you tried stabbing me with a pair of heavy scissors.
No, you just hit me in the face with them.
What?
You're such a psycho. Look at my fucking finger. It's fucking broken, and so is this one, you idiot.
When you come at somebody with a heavy duty...
Really, did I come at Daddy with scissors? No.
This is bullshit, and that's child abuse.
It's child abuse.
Like I said, I knew exactly what she was doing. She knew I wanted a divorce, and she knew I was the better parent, so she made these false accusations. In her statement, she states that I threw coffee on her. She has not a drop of coffee on her.
Here's the scissors, Psycho Lindsay.
Yeah, then I just
How'd you get caught?
Stab you with?
Because you tried to stab me with these scissors.
Yeah, show everybody else what you did.
I broke your makeup.
Why? You just broke my...
The assault, she admitted to it right there. Yeah, I tried to stab you. Motive, because you broke my makeup. Not because you just got off of my neck. Not because you just threw coffee on me. She has no coffee on her. She has spaghetti strap, low cut shirt on, showing that there's no red marks from a full grown 190-pound man stepping on her neck. There's no mention of it. Her only justification for stabbing me is because I threw her makeup. Why would a pharmaceutical addict that had tried to assault someone with a deadly weapon not lie and say I tried to choke her? It's an obvious move, and I don't understand why it was not believed by the police.
Fingers too.
Because you tried stabbing me with a pair of heavy scissors.
No, you just hit me in the face with them.
What?
What?
You're such a psycho. Look at my...
That shows that she's lying right there. There's no mark on her face. And shortly after, my child walks in her report, she says the child was in there the whole time, trying to get me for child abuse as well. They are smart manipulators. Well, you can see or hear my daughter enters afterwards, and she coaches her into saying that I hit her.
Fucking finger, it's fucking broken, and so is this one, you idiot.
When you come at somebody with a heavy-duty...
Really, did I come at daddy with scissors? No.
This is bullshit, and that's child abuse.
It's child abuse.
Listen to the way she speaks in front of my children. This is the woman that's been played to be the victim.
Psycho Lindsay.
Dad, that I just
How'd you
tried
get
to
cut?
stab you with?
Because you tried to stab me with these scissors.
Yeah, show everybody else what you did.
I broke your makeup.
Why? You just broke my fingers too.
Because you tried stabbing me with a pair of...
No red marks.
Yeah, you just hit me in the face with them.
What?
You're such a psycho. Look at my fucking finger. It's fucking broken, and so is this one, you idiot.
Her stabbing fingers, her ring and pinky.
Really? Did I come at daddy with scissors? No.
This is bullshit, and that's child abuse.
It's child abuse.
One more time, just to get it clear.
Here's the scissors, Psycho Lindsay.
Dad, that I just
How'd you get cut?
Stab you with?
Because you tried to stab me with these scissors.
Yeah, show everybody else what you did.
I broke your makeup.
Why? You just broke my fingers too.
Because you tried stabbing me with a pair of heavy scissors.
No, you just hit me in the face with them.
What?
You're such a psycho. Look at my fucking finger. It's fucking broken, and so is this one, you idiot.
When you come at somebody with a heavy-duty...
Really, did I come at daddy with scissors? No.
This is bullshit, and that's child abuse.
It's child abuse.
Like I said, it's very important that you believe me. It's taken people a while, some of them that have been manipulated by her. Our friends, our family, her friends, her family know the truth. The police department's the only one that's left to be played like a fiddle, which they are. And I have all the proof right there. I have beyond circumstantial evidence and more evidence that she is manipulative, has zero integrity, and the children belong with me. So let's do what's right, and let's get this good man his children back, his job back, insurance back for his children, and all the above. I've lost so much over all of this, and I just want to do what's right and get a good foundation built for my children and get them going forward, and get all this BS out of the back. Some of the law enforcement may not have liked my attitude, and it may have led to this being drawn out, but when you got an innocent man and his children have been taken from him, and 4 months later still don't have a home or a bed, and they're with a woman that can't hold a job, it's ridiculous. And knowing that people are smoking in the back rooms with their allergies when I provide a high quality care for my children. I'm actually known for that, my patients. So let's get this show back on the road and get me out of here. Thanks. Get a hold of me for anything you need. 712-520-3395. I look forward to working with you.